All right. Can you hear me, Tiff?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Good morning.
Good
Uh-oh.
morning.
There we go. Okay. It's doubled up in a loop. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Again.
All right. Hopefully just one time.
What's going
Okay.
on?
I was hearing everything twice. Okay. It stopped. Oh, these fucking dogs. Lay down. All right. Good morning. Welcome to Take It or Leave It. I am one of your hosts, Meredith Masony.
And I'm Tiffany Jenkins, your other host. This podcast will discuss all things marriage, motherhood, and everything in between. Please remember we're not professionals at anything you may actually need, so any advice we give you can take.
Or leave because it might be crap. On today's episode of Take It or Leave It, I'm hoping to get a uh, rundown of how the trip went,
Hmm.
your trip, if you're
Oh,
willing to share it.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, because I on Life 360 could see you going to all these places as I
Mm.
stalked you, but I didn't have any of the details.
Well, I pretty much only went to one place when I was there. I was there for like 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
And um my goal was to go and relax and chill and have no obligations and just hang out with family and chill. And
Mm-hmm.
then I got there and started getting invited to things, started panicking, and couldn't go, couldn't bring myself to leave the hotel room. So I just stayed in the hotel room for 3 days until the wedding. And then I went to the wedding.
Hmm. So you didn't make it to
Mm.
any other family things.
No, I did not.
Hmm. How was the wedding?
The wedding was good. It was really pretty. It was at Pilot Mountain in North Carolina, which is like a vineyard.
Oh.
Yeah. Excuse me. And so, yeah, it was just the scenery was beautiful. They got married in front of a really beautiful setting. It was really nice. Um, I'm probably not going to do that again anymore.
What specifically?
Go away and just sit in a hotel room for days because I think it threw me into some sort of depression.
Because you were isolated.
Yeah. And then I came home and I didn't want to do anything. I couldn't move. I couldn't switch gears. It's hard for me to switch gears
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. And yeah, but it's getting better now for sure. It was just the first couple of days I was like, I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to move. I didn't, excuse me, want to do anything.
So,
But
what
yeah,
was
it's
it
better
about
now.
getting invited to these other functions? Well, because I saw you wrote a little bit about it online. But I mean, what was it
Yeah.
about being invited that, you know,
I think
caused you to isolate?
Def- like mostly family stuff. Some of the relationships have been interesting with me and some of the family members.
Hmm.
There was, a few falling outs. We haven't really seen each other. For example, my aunt, when my mom died, we didn't talk forever. And then she ended up coming to my baby shower because I invited her and we kind of reconnected there, but we haven't really hung out. And there's just a lot of history as the addict in the family who's caused a lot of damage and has hurt a lot of people. I don't know. It just felt really tough to imagine going to hang out and barbecue in a situation that I couldn't necessarily escape from easily
Hmm.
because I
So
don't have a
this
car. So
was your mom's sister?
yeah,
Hmm.
yep,
Okay. And
yeah, and
is that whose kid got married?
no, my mom's brother's daughter got married.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, but my aunt and the girl who are getting married have become like best friends over the years, which is really cool.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just have been experiencing a form of like paralysis. Like it was the other day, I couldn't even get up off the couch. My boyfriend had to like pull me.
Mm.
It sounds ridiculous, but I couldn't move.
Oh, I understand that, and I think it's weighed heavy because these were people that you haven't seen in, well, I mean, a decade
Yeah.
at minimum, right? I mean,
Yeah, I think so, yeah. It's been about that long, and it was just nerve-wracking, and I just decided it was too much, and I would rather just sit in isolation and silence, and, I mean, it was relaxing, it was chill. It was for sure, like, nice to just lay and not be in my house and not be responsible for anything. But I think it was the guilt and shame that kinda blew it
mhm.
this
Yeah.
go round.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you went to the wedding.
Thank you, me
I'm
too.
sad that the other parts didn't necessarily work out, but
That's
I
okay.
think you
It's not
take from
surprising.
it what you can and figure out where the lesson is in that, if there is one.
Right. Enough lessons.
Yeah.
I've had enough life lessons.
Yeah,
I
I
don't want to
agree.
learn anything else. I was talking to my boyfriend today, and I think I figured out what my problem is
Mm,
because when I was married, I was kind of, and this isn't, I'm not talking shit. This is just my experience. I would go through stuff, but I would do it in isolation.
mhm,
And so when I would spiral or I would, stress or become depressed or whatever, it's like I would essentially kind of go through it alone. Like
mhm,
I would have support with the kids at times, but for the most part, it was like not something that was discussed. It was not a conversation that was had. It was not something that there was ever a back and forth about. So now I'm in a relationship where if I squint for 2 seconds longer, my boyfriend's so in tune with me and my moods and my shifts and everything that he's like, "What's going on?" So, I'm constantly forced to, like, look at myself in this relationship because he's so in tune and he knows when something's up and checks in with me and stuff, and so then I start looking inward and I'm like, "What is wrong? What is going on?" And then I start overanalyzing it, and then he offers like awesome solutions or ways, different ways or out. And then I swear I have like ODD that kicks in.
mm.
And I'm like, I don't want your fucking solutions. I don't want, I just want to bitch and complain. And you know what I mean? Like, for some reason, like any solution to my problem, it's like, I don't know. It's not going to work. I don't want to hear it. And I realized it today. Like, there's this cycle being forced to look at myself, hating what I see, being offered solutions and rejecting them because I feel like they're not going to work. And it's very, I can't tell yet if it's good or if I'm too hypercritical of myself, if there's a way to slow it down or what. But I can't fake it if something's bugging me, if I'm upset about something, if something's off. I just, it's obvious. And so a lot of time, just having someone who's so in tune with me is such a gift and it's so wonderful, but I've never had to look at myself this hard before.
So, would you say that can it be exhausting living with a person that's that in tune with you? I'm not trying to nitpick by any stretch.
No, I know.
I'm
I don't
asking
know.
out of the fact that you have somebody who's trying to walk through this with you and is highlighting some things for you and saying, "Hey, I'm noticing this. Let's talk about this." And yeah, you have to do
Yeah.
the work then of saying, "Hey, this is what's
It's
going on."
painful. It's
Mm,
painful to acknowledge all of it. It's
Yeah.
painful to acknowledge all of it. And so part of me is like, okay, how about going forward, you don't ever ask if I'm okay or if something's wrong, or you don't ever try to figure out my problem and solve it to make my life easier. Because if I can just ignore all of my character defects, like I always have done, and live in obliviousness, then maybe I could get back to the way that I used to be when I was oblivious and living in a bubble. Like it's so different to me. I'm so used to being essentially ignored.
Mm. And having that
That's
type
all.
of um, almost microscope.
Yes. Yeah, it's very different for me. And it's such a gift and it's all I've ever dreamed of. But having to look inward a lot is friggin' scary.
Mm.
It's necessary for growth and it's painful and it definitely feels like a cocoon of some sort. Like something's going to come out of it, obviously, because if I'm aware of the shit that I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
then I can change it or fix it or acknowledge it at the very least. And having to do that is painful. And I feel like when people look at my social media, they're like, "Oh my God, what is Tiffany's going? Tiffany's spiraling. Tiffany's going through it." And like, for sure, that's what it looks like. And I probably am, but more so, I'm really on a journey of like figuring out why I'm responding the way I'm responding to things, why I'm reacting the way I'm reacting, why I feel the way I feel.
Well, and you said something in the piece you wrote the other day because I totally understood it, but being self aware doesn't necessarily make it any easier.
Mm-mm. No, it's horrific.
Yeah. So you can I don't think that going back to a place of oblivion is necessarily the best choice. I understand why you want to have that comfort and that feeling of just being um isolated and numb to things so
Yeah.
that they don't affect you. But
Yes. It
but you
was
need
much more comfortable.
yeah, but you need to be self-aware, and when you're self-aware, then it's like, "Oh shit. Look at all this
I know.
stuff."
Yeah, and that's the thing is,
And you didn't watch Friends, right?
no.
Okay, so everybody else will get this but you. Um, but it's basically when you have a mental illness and you start to become really self-aware of it and you're trying to work through it. It's like opening Monica's closet in her apartment that's full of shit that she just because she's this OCD neat freak, Monica is,
Mm.
and she has one closet that she just throws shit in and she keeps it locked up and nobody is allowed anywhere near it. And it's like
Mhm.
opening up that closet that's full of all this shit. And it's like you're self aware enough to now to know like all of this is not good stuff that you should be indulging in, but you're doing it anyway. And now you're trying to figure out how to
Mhm.
stop.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. And it's all come to it's all kind of I don't know what the word is, not come to fruition, but like I've had this realization as of late. That's what it is.
mm,
And cuz I was like talking about a video and my boyfriend's super engaged. He's like, "That sounds amazing. What else? What are you going to do here? What if you did that?" And it was like everything I've dreamed of, someone interested in what I'm saying. But then as soon as I get another set of eyes on it, I'm like, actually, this idea is stupid. It sounds stupid, doesn't it? You don't like it. I could tell, you know what I mean? And then I overthink it and then I don't end up doing it. Whereas before, like there was this weird unspoken rule, like I would never talk to my ex about what I was doing. He'd come home and I'd have a mustache on and I would not explain because if I explained, then he would say some shit sideways out of his mouth and it would make me feel some type of way and I would shut down. So we never talked about it. I'm like, don't ask, whatever. I would do it. I would put it out. He'd be like, that's funny, babe. And then we'd move on. And now I have an actual partner, it feels like. And it's tough having an actual partner who pays attention because you can't just get away with your own fuckery.
yeah. Yeah, I understand that. That's that is a real truth. Um,
Yeah. So I wish, and I was talking to him, I'm like, I wish there was a medicine that you could take that could turn parts of your brain off, just like draw the blinds closed and shut the lights off just for like the evening. You
mm,
know what I mean? Like you take a medicine and it's like, okay, we're going to shut down 75% of your brain. We're going to leave you with just the necessary functions to make it through the rest of this evening. We're going to take it down to, you know what I mean? Like close it down, motherfuckers. Like
yeah.
what? Why don't we have something for that? Because I would love it. When you have
I
access to as
I think
many
it's
parts of
drugs
your,
and alcohol, Tiffany.
well, yeah,
And
been
I
there.
yeah, and I don't think that we're supposed to be doing those things.
I know, and
Yeah.
it's really stupid, but it's not stupid. But I I freaking I don't know, even with those, like my your whole when you do drugs, like yes, it silences the noise, but then your whole life is on fire around you and you just don't give a shit. So it's
Oh
like there's
yeah.
a fire actively burning and you're just watching and you're like, "Whoa, that's really fucking bright. I should do something about
I
that."
smell smoke.
Yeah.
Should we do something about that?
But it would be so freaking cool. I feel like I have access to way too much of my brain at
Mm.
once. And I wish that there was a way to just take it to basic mode. You know what I mean? Like low battery mode,
Ah, yes. Okay. Yeah, I understand that. I definitely understand that.
like battery saver on your phone when your
Mhm.
phone's dying and it like shuts off all the background shit so that it's not just running constantly and it can just use what's necessary. Like I really wish somebody would invent something. Obviously, drugs are never the answer. If I were to do a drug today, I can guarantee you that within a month I'd be bankrupt or dead.
Mm.
Probably dead. Probably dead. Uh, but like it's obviously not an option. So as an addict, it's like, okay, so we're gonna give you this super fucked up brain. It's gonna make you lose your shit regularly, daily. We're going to give you 80 million thoughts at one time. Um, and we're going to give you zero tools. Good luck. Bye. And then, like, that's what it feels like. And so I know that tools come from, depending on who you ask, there's tools in the Bible that I could be using. There's tools in a 12-step program that I could be using. And, those definitely help. I was talking to my boyfriend about this last night. I was like, when I was more, this is probably going to be super controversial, but when I first got into recovery, I went to a faith based rehab and a faith based halfway house. And I wasn't super into like God and stuff, but I
Mm.
had these inklings, like things were happening and I couldn't explain them in my life. Good things once I got clean, like miracles, some would
Mhm.
say. And so I believed in this thing, this something, this idea of God. It doesn't look like everybody else's, but it's similar in some ways. Um, but I believed in this main source and I tapped into it and I would give my problems up to it physically. I would be like, okay, here's my problems. I'm going to lay them at your feet. Please do with them what you will. I'm going to live in your will today and not mine. And I feel like I was such a happier person. But right now, I have no source to tap into. And I think that's what I need. I need to believe in something, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, I think believing in something larger than yourself is important for every being, every human being, right?
Yes. And in recovery, that's what they say. You have to believe, believing in a higher power is crucial. And
Right.
the higher power could even be a room full of recovering addicts, which is
Mhm.
true. But like, I don't pray to a room of recovering addicts at night. When I'm feeling hopeless and lost, I'm not like, hello, dear room of recovering addicts. I need you tonight. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know who to pray to.
I guess you have to construct the idea of what you think that higher power really is. You get to
Yeah.
construct that the idea of that.
I know. It just changes.
Yeah, but I think that it's okay that it changes. I don't think everybody has to have the same belief system or the same, higher power, obviously, or you know, praying, I don't think that there's a formula or a method, a right way or, to do it. But I do think that, you know, I I I believe in a higher power. I don't believe in coincidence at all. I think things happen for a reason. I think we end up having these life lessons that we're all exhausted by for a reason.
Mhm.
Um, you know, Dave and I got in not didn't get into it, but we were talking about something and he was like, "Do you think that there's like a person for everybody, like an actual true soulmate, or do you think it's just that you came across a person and you decided that you were going to make it work?"
Mm.
And I was like, "Well, I think you make a choice." Because he's like, what if this person went to a certain school and they met somebody and they got married, but what if they had gone to this school? They wouldn't have met that person. They would have met somebody else and got married. And I was like, well, yeah. I mean, I think that, I think
Or
that
if they
you,
were meant to meet that person, they would have, even if they didn't go to the same school.
in a different way on a trip on,
Yeah,
yeah,
at the
I
ice
mean,
cream shop.
ice cream. Yeah. I mean, but I do think that I think that people are put in your path for a reason and things happen. I don't know if there are soul mates, like in the terms of the definition that people give. Um, I don't know if that's true or not true, but I think that there are people placed in your life, and I don't think that it's coincidence. And I think that um, you have a choice to make it work or
Mhm.
it doesn't work, or and you can only make your choice. You can't make the choice for the other person,
Right.
right? I mean, so it's yeah, I don't know. It's all of it is, and then doing all of it completely raw to the world. Ugh,
Yeah.
I mean, people who don't have an addict's brain or an alcoholic brain or whatever, you take the drugs or the alcohol away from that person, their brain is still the same brain.
Mhm.
Still the alcoholic or the addict brain.
Yeah.
So, you have to learn. You do pick up tools and you do have to learn to do things differently. I mean, um, I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast or not. I talked about it in a live on Facebook, but somebody messaged or somebody said in the comments of a live I was doing, I don't think she's really sober. I think she's lying about being sober, because I think she's always looking for some medication or something to fix her. So I don't really think she's sober. Did we talk about that here?
I know that some lady was talking shit and questioning your sobriety on a live and it made you uncomfortable, but I don't know if
Well,
this is a different comment.
no, I think this was it, but it was because we were talking about ketamine and how people have really started using ketamine now. Like medically, they're going into doctors' offices and hooking themselves up and they're being watched with physicians because, they're for depression or for whatever. Like there's a huge push for it. But I was offered ketamine at my psychiatrist's office as if I wanted to try it to see how it would do for my anxiety and depression. And I was like, no, I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
I don't think that's a good idea because then I'm going to
Yeah.
probably want to come here and get hooked up to ketamine all the time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I would think.
So I was like, for me, I don't think it's a great idea. For somebody who doesn't have my brain, I think that it could be a great idea and it could be very helpful. I think there's probably lots of benefits to it when done under doctor supervision. It's super expensive. So it's not a
Mm,
habit that I think you could probably afford for very long. Um,
really?
oh, it was like maybe $400 a pop.
What?
a session.
That's crazy because I
Yeah,
know somebody who's on ketamine
I
right
don't know
now,
how
and
you
I
could afford it.
didn't know they had it like that.
Now I do know they have pills, so maybe that's different, but like the IV ketamine where they sit you in there for an hour and they like talk you through a session is like 400 bucks. But anyway, um my whole point was to say that um you know, we're built different, so coming to these terms like you were saying, like having this self-awareness and trying to work through it, it's different. It's just different for people who have mental illness or who are addicts or whatever. It's different. And,
Mhm.
I mean, I can understand. I
I
mean,
just wonder if Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've traveled with you, so don't take this the wrong way. I'm not shocked you didn't leave the hotel
Right.
because I've traveled with you a ton. And
Yeah.
so I know what happens to you when people are like, we're going to go do XYZ and then this and then this. And you're like, well, you have fun with that. I won't be leaving here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, okay. Because I mean, sometimes I could get you out, but you
Well,
had to really
sometimes you
be
didn't give me a
trapped.
choice.
Yeah, you had to be trapped. And
Yeah.
then I could get you into a situation. But if it was like, we're going to go do this, and you're like, do I have the option of not doing it? Then it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a social butterfly. I'm really not. And I've become I wonder, like, do normal people walk around Earth throughout the day? Like, somebody who's listening to this right now, ask yourself this and then let me know because I'm genuinely curious. Do you walk around throughout the day and just never think to yourself like, why am I acting this way? Am I walking normally? Am I nodding my head at the right time? Is this person thinking that I'm being a bitch in my response? Should I be more smiley? Maybe I'll smile bigger. Like, are there people who go through the day and don't overanalyze every single facial expression, hand movement, breath that they take? Or is it everybody? Because if it's not everybody, if there are people who go through the day and just focus on the day and being present and not worrying about how they're perceived or how they're coming off or what they could work on, like, what is your life like? Teach me your ways.
Mhm.
How do you do that? Genuinely, I want to know. I want to know. It's like that people who have an inner monologue and people who don't.
Mm.
I I wonder if there's people who aren't constantly criticizing themselves and trying to improve or be different or analyze themselves. I wonder. Do you do that?
Criticize myself all day long?
Like constantly, like if you walk into a room and you have an interaction with someone, are you like afterwards replaying the interaction like, okay, should I have said this? Should I have done this? I
Oh,
wonder if
yeah.
this would have gone this way.
Yeah, no, all the time. It's exhausting.
And I wonder how people who aren't like that do it.
I yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty
You need
mentally ill,
WD
so
40.
huh?
Same.
I know
You need WD 40.
the door does make a terrible noise, and the dogs know how to open it and close it, so
I was
it
wondering why you were blaming it on the dogs.
because they are the ones opening it. She can open the door handle with her snout, and then she exits, and the other one follows behind her, and it's loud and noisy, and you hear it, like, and nobody will be home, and I'll hear it, and I'm
Oh,
like,
really?
"Who is that? Who is that?"
Like Phantom?
Yeah, and then I realize it's just the damn dogs. Um, yeah. So anyway, so I've got one for you that you can give me your opinion on, because it'll be happening to you in the near future when your kids start turning the corner into teenagerhood.
Hmm, great.
And I'm getting torn to shreds on TikTok again right now for this one.
Oh,
But
God.
I'll tell you what it's like. I'm so over it. This has really become my number one pet peeve with my teenagers. So I don't remember what night it was, earlier this week, school night. And Sophia comes home and she says, um, I'm going to youth group. And I said, okay, great. And she goes, and then we have tickets for a 10:30 showing of some horror movie. And I said, no, you don't. And she said, yes, I do. And I said, no, you don't. It's a school night and your curfew is 10. So I don't know how you're going to get home from a movie. Bye, love you. I would like you to kiss me. Would you like to kiss me? Love you. Um, let's start back over. Okay, so there's a 10:30 showing of this horror movie, and she says, "Well, we have tickets." And I said, "No, you don't." And she said, "Yes, we do. My friend bought tickets." And I said, "Well, your friend has tickets. You don't have tickets." And she
Mhm.
said, "Why?" And I said, "Well, first of all, you have a curfew that's 10 o'clock, so you can't go to a 10:30 movie unless you can time travel. And
Mhm.
second of all, you have a practice ACT tomorrow. So you're going to come home and you're going to get some sleep because I've already rescheduled the practice ACT around a million of your other activities. And tomorrow is the day that you're taking it. And I've paid for this and
Mm.
you're going to take this test."
Yeah.
And she starts huffing and puffing. And, you know, I, I'm exhausted from being told what my teenager is going to do. It's not a
Mm.
question. It is them running it past me to kind of let me know that these are their plans. And it's like, I finance your life. I bankroll the whole motherfucking thing.
Mhm.
And you're just going to run it past me? No, you're not. Like, you have to ask permission to do shit. You don't pay no bills.
Mhm.
You barely help. Like, it's not a thing. Like, it's exhausting. We've hit this spot of teenagerhood where they're just telling me what they're going to do. And it's like, no, you're not going to tell me what you're going to do. You're going to ask for permission. And if I decide you can do it, then you can do it.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Well, TikTok is tearing me a new one because how dare I?
Okay, wait, but what is your delivery like on this video?
I think exactly like I just said it. Because I think it's bullshit for you to run past what you're going to be doing when you're 16 years old and
Mhm.
you're a kid.
Oh yeah. Well, I can imagine that not going over well on an app for 16-year-olds.
No.
I can see why there would be a lot of backlash probably.
Yeah, and I also don't care. Keep
Mhm.
watching. Maybe it'll make some money. Um,
Mhm.
but this spot of teenagerhood, whatever you want to call it, it's super exhausting to
Mhm.
have these conversations repeatedly about, like, no, you're gonna, I just, and I know that you can't compare, like, you can't look back to when, like, I was a kid or whatever, because these are not even remotely close to the same times. The
Mhm.
world was not anywhere remotely close to being the same world. And my parents did not parent me the way I am parenting my kids. So we're not talking apples to apples.
Mhm.
But I would have been beaten to a pulp if I ran past what I was going to be doing with anything with my parents.
Yeah.
Like, it just like, there's not a world where I would have been like, well, I'm going to da 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 da. It's like, bitch, no, you're not.
Yeah. I would always ask or
And
sneak out.
or sneak out. Well, yeah. So I think it's to me, I'm just trying to figure out like I was just genuinely well, first I was just ranting about the spot that I'm in this in parenting. But the second question I literally wanted to know is are your kids doing this? Or is it literally just happening in my house? Because if it's just my kids, then it's a direct relation to my parenting, right? But no, it's it's a thing.
Mm, I can
Not just my
imagine.
kids. Lots of people were talking about how exhausted they are from being told what it is, what plans their kids have. Like they're making these plans, they got no money, no ride, no idea of what actually is going to go on, but they got these extravagant plans.
It's so crazy. I swear it feels like just yesterday that was me. I feel like I was just the kid. It's so weird that I'm the grown up in this situation. And I feel like I was just like, Mom, can you bring me to Lindsay's house? Frankie's going to be there. And she's like, I'm at work. And I'm like, okay, we'll figure it out, bitch. Call me back.
Yeah, hold on. I was trying to see if some of them there were I can't find them now, but there were a couple of comments in here, you know, with like thousands of likes or whatever, and they were I don't know. Anyway, it just it there's lots of people in here saying, and that's parenting well done. If I would have spoken to my parents like that, that's right, stand your ground. And then you have people that are like, um, whose fault is this misunderstanding? And I wonder how you ran things past your parents. Wow, what a good mom you are. LOL. And it's like, shut up, asshole.
Yeah.
Hold
Stupid
on.
head.
Stupid poop face. Um, but yeah, it's my favorite though are the comments from the perfect parents that are like, my child would never do that. It's clearly an issue in your house. Those are my favorite because it's
Those get on
like,
my nerves.
well, it's just like you yeah, okay. Like there's just no way. Ruth, for the love of all things holy.
Yeah, everybody's always got something to say. Everybody's always got an opinion. Everybody's always better and wants to make sure that you know that they're better and they would have done it differently and that you're a bad person. That's all the internet is. It's so crazy that we all have the ability to comment on everybody's shit all over the world and just write whatever we want. And we never know how it's going to land. It might land with somebody like you who doesn't give a shit, or it might land with somebody like me who crawls into a dark hole and is like, I'm a terrible mom. I knew it. The internet's right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I just hate people that do that. I can't imagine. Like, I have opinions and thoughts. I'll see posts and be like, disagree. But I don't feel the need to tell anyone.
Right. I think there is a huge difference in having a reaction to something, which is a normal human thing that we all, I would say 100% of people will have some reaction, right? You could
Mhm.
scroll and go past 10 posts and you're going to have some reaction to all 10 posts. It might be tiny, but you'll have a reaction. You're a human being.
Right.
But only a certain percent are going to respond to each of those 10 posts and be like, and this is why your children hate you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. But like I don't comment on shit on the internet.
Me neither.
Like I don't comment on any I have plenty of opinions.
I
I
know,
just don't
same.
share them.
Right. Because in order, to make my opinion more valid, I don't need to change anyone else's mind or make them understand. They never will.
Mm-mm.
I see, as a creator, I see comment sections constantly, and I've never once seen somebody start off with one opinion, get talked shit to by a stranger, and then be like, you know what? You're right, pal. I've never
Mm.
seen it.
Yeah. So earlier this week, earlier this week, I had my pre-op appointment for my boob job.
Mhm.
So, they went over my they go over your medical history, which for me is always fun because they're like, any surgeries? And I'm like, get are you ready? Because I've had
Mhm.
so many over the last decade. So I'm going through all that stuff, right? And talking about my last panel of blood work and this and that because it's a surgery. So like they are, checking shit to make sure like you're legitimately healthy and, can handle a surgery and blah 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 and all of this. So I'm going through all the stuff and talking to the doctor about the size because that's really the biggest concern when you're going in there is the size. Like you don't want to, I don't want to wake up and look down. I mean, I love Dolly Parton, but I don't want those kinds of tits on my chest, right? Like I have a very
Mhm.
specific idea of what I want. So your job is to collect pictures and show the surgeon. And so so what I did, because the way my brain works, I collected a lot of pictures of what I didn't want. So I
Mm.
was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. So what was very popular, and I don't know if it still is today or not, but what was very popular for many, many years, because I've gone to, I think over the course of the last 25 years, I've been to like 4 consultations for breast augmentation.
Mm.
Never gone through with it, but I've done 4 separate consultations, right, over the course of 25 years. The first one I did was at 20 years old, and then now that I'm actually going to get them. And what was very popular was uh, they boobs were like very high and very round
Mhm.
and like looked like um, perfect, like a Barbie doll.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the style was to be high and round, and you knew those were
Like Pamela
implants.
Anderson?
Just like I guess, like just in general, they're like, but they were perfect. Like these implants were like you could see, like, oh, those are implants. Like there was no like, does she have a boob job? Like,
Mhm.
no, that's clearly and very attractive, very pretty, whatever. But it was absolutely like a style. Like that's what, you envisioned boob job. That's what it looked like, whatever. So I'm showing him like, I want just regular natural boobs. Like I don't want them to sit up high. Like it's okay that they're called ballerina boobs.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's a thing. So, like, they're teardrop. So they're not going to sit up here. They're literally just the implant goes underneath the muscle. It's to put it where the implant is to go where the boob is supposed to be. There's nothing that sits up here, like it doesn't fill. It's like a teardrop. Does that make
I'm
sense?
looking up images.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't show you on here because that would be pornography. Um,
I don't Okay. I don't really understand. I'm getting pictures of naked ballerinas and it's
oh,
uncomfortable. So
well,
I'm going to
okay, hold on.
skip that. But
I'll just send you
so they look natural. That's good.
they're really just about I have 50 pictures. Hold on, I'll send you one. They're to be very natural. The brand that I'm getting literally sells that specific type. All right, I'm sending you these boobs. And if you look, like the top of the rib cage, the chest or whatever, they're not sitting up there flat. And it
Oh
just
yeah. Those are
they're
fake?
I mean, I don't know if hers are fake, but that's what I want
No,
them to
those
look
aren't
like.
fake.
That's what they're natural is my point. You see those look like a
Yeah.
natural set of tits?
Yeah.
That's what I'm going for.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
So the surgeon is like, yes, that's a very specific style. You get specific implants for that. But like, I'm going purposely to be like, I want to look like a normal woman would look with breasts.
Right. That makes
A
sense.
normal 45-year-old. Like, I'm not trying to put a set of 20-year-old tits on a 45-year-old's body, is my point.
Right.
Like,
Right.
that's what I'm going for. Like, that's my quote unquote, as the kids say, aesthetic. So I'm talking about this online because I do think that it will be noticeable. I think people will notice that I went from having no breasts to having a pair of breasts. So I wasn't going to not talk about it and then just
Mhm.
show up with a set of tits and people be like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Because I do wear sports bras a lot and tank tops and like
Yeah.
you'll notice because like I have none and I'm actively going to put a set in. So you will see this and be like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Tuesday, she was titless.
Right.
Wednesday, she's
Yeah.
full of tit. How'd this happen? So I'm not lying about it. So I went and just posted a picture about, like this is what I'm going to do. So of course, immediately I have and I asked for people if they had like recovery tips or whatever, if they've had the surgery. Like, I'm not here looking for you to talk me out of it, which a lot of people were like, don't do it. And then there were a lot of people that were like, best decision I ever made. Like, I'd get them again tomorrow. Like, absolutely love mine. So you have, some people saying absolutely go do it. Some people saying don't do it. And then this woman is like, I will now be unfollowing you.
Stop.
I loved your journey and loved being here for it, but now I must go. And it's like, this was your line?
This was the straw. You having
This?
boobs was
That's what I'm saying. This was the straw?
That's wild. That's so wild.
And I said, okay, I got nothing else for you. Have a wonderful life. Um, but I just laughed because it's like, this is of all the shit that I've said on the internet,
Exactly.
me going to get breast augmentation.
Yeah. I wonder what that is.
I don't know. So I laughed, but I was just like, look, I'm not gonna lie, but because you've seen everybody who listens to this episode has seen some person on the internet or influencer or whatever you want to call, creator or whatever you want to call the person. You've seen them one day and then the next day they had some procedure done and they
Mhm.
make no mention of it.
Mhm.
Like they got a nose job or whatever, and you're looking at them and you're like, this is not the same person. Like something happened. What did they do? And you're Googling it to figure out what they did. And I'm not going to do that. Like, yeah, I'm going to go get a set of tits. You're probably going to notice because I'll show up with a set of tits.
Mhm.
So I just was like, I'm not doing that.
I think they're gonna look good. Are people trying to get you to not do it because of breast implant illness?
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about that. So I did research on it. I did ask the surgeon specifically about it. And he's like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that people don't claim to have that. They do. And these spam calls are so ridiculous. So many in a day. Um, he's like, they absolutely do. And there is research out there that shows women who have a list of complaints and then remove them and the complaints go away. He goes, absolutely. Then there are women who have the list of complaints, take them out, and they don't go away. And then there are women who obviously get implants and have no complaints about the implants. He's like, it's a surgical procedure. You can look at the data for each type of implant and you can get the information and it's all out there. And so I'm specifically looking at a brand called Motiva that is supposed to be like that. It's the natural, um, looking implant, blah, 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 blah. And, I'm 45. I really hope that it goes well and that I have no issues with it.
Yeah.
It's like, I've wanted a set of boobies as long as
I
boobies
know.
were a thing. So I'm
Mhm.
hoping it works out for me. Do I
I'm
know that
happy
there's a
for you.
thank you. Do I know that there's a chance that it might not? Absolutely. You
Mhm.
going to school? All right, I love you. Are you coming home right after school? Okay.
How do they go to school this late?
She's got dual enrollment, so she has college classes and they're
Mm.
at night. So her school day doesn't start until 10:45
Oh, I like that.
because she goes to the local community college for some night classes. But yeah, so I absolutely understand and know the risks. Um, like I said earlier, I've had a ton of different surgeries, normal surgeries that people have, gallbladder, hysterectomies, things like that. So I obviously am aware of a surgery and a recovery from a surgery and all of those things. But, I really just want to hope and pray that it goes well and that I have a good result and that I get to enjoy them
You will.
because they fed 3 kids and they did their job.
Mhm.
And I would like to have something that resembles a normal female body on the torso.
I'm so happy for you
So thank you. So
and jealous.
well,
Like
you
I
don't
want
need a
something
pair.
now.
Hey, shh, stop. Shh. Wait. You don't need a pair though. You have a set of boobies.
Yeah, no, I just want something else,
Oh my
something. I don't
god.
know.
A what? For what? Go get my wallet. Did you tell your father to pause to freeze your card? This is the other shit. She lost her wallet.
No.
My credit card is in her
I
wallet.
that sucks.
Okay, Sophia, it's really not that bad. Okay, the blender set on fire this morning. That's the smell you smell.
Casual Thursday in the Masony house.
I honestly can't.
What are you blending first thing in the morning that's catching fire?
So Dave was making a tofu scramble
Ew, that's your problem right there.
and he was trying to make nut cheese, which is quote unquote cheese made from cashews.
Mm.
And so he was blending cashews in I have like a protein cup that goes on the blender. You know what I mean? It's like a single serve,
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
And something happened to the base of the blender and the thing got caught and it literally set on fire. So it's broken now.
Oh my god.
So I'm sad because that was my blender cup. Um, so
I'm
now I have to
sorry.
call Vitamix and figure out if they're going to send me a new one or what I have to do because
That's
that
annoying.
that was annoying. And so now it does smell like an electrical fire in the home.
I think the word nut cheese should never be used again, first of all. Second of all, I believe the only time I've ever had nut cheese was at your house. The last time you made nut cheese, you made some kind of macaroni and cheese with nuts
Yeah.
instead of cheese.
Yep.
And it wasn't horrible.
Oh, that's a raving endorsement.
I mean, it wasn't amazing, but it really wasn't horrible
Yeah.
as a mac and cheese connoisseur.
And you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was definitely, it was a little gritty,
A little gritty. Yeah.
a little gritty for me. But,
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah,
Because it's made from nuts.
yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I love
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah. So Dave is back on a vegan kick. And
Nuh-uh.
yeah, so we're eating vegan at home.
No way. The kids too?
No, we when they were little, could force it on them, but now they just, have the ability to make their own chicken nuggets in the air fryer or go out. So last
That's
night,
sad.
Sophia did eat the curry that Dave made with Beyond uh, beef in it. It was pretty good. It wasn't bad. It was just a little spicy for me because I can't handle
Mm.
any spice, and it was a little bit spicy. But
Spicy.
yeah. So both of our cholesterol on our last set of blood work was high, and so Dave was like
Mm.
panicked, and he's like, "We got to go vegan again." And I was like, "Oh no!" So,
Oh
um,
no, you're so supportive though. You just
but
do it.
I'll eat it. And so this morning, so the tofu scramble was pretty good.
I
And
like
his
tofu.
I don't yeah, I have no issue with tofu. I could eat tofu every day. Doesn't bother me. But, I also like bacon, which is why you know, my cholesterol is a little bit higher than normal because hereditary. Like my mom's and my grandfather's, like
Mm.
that side of the family, it's through the roof.
Hmm.
So like the first screen, like I gave blood, I remember I was like in college, so I was maybe like 18 or 19, and they sent one of these cards from the blood mobile saying you should get your cholesterol checked with your doctor because I had high
Really?
cholesterol at 18.
Wow.
So it's hereditary, like it's a thing. So I do have to really cuz I it's not like I don't exercise enough and do these other things. So I do have to probably start paying attention to the food I'm eating as well, more
Lame.
carefully now that I'm 45.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't eat well, because I feel like I've pretty much eaten relatively well. Okay,
Same.
enough. Fucking door. I'm gonna tear it off the hinges. Anyway, so here we go. Back in again and
Are they
back
just
out.
going in and out?
Yep. She's chasing the cat. It's a
What if you
fucking
just
nut
prop the
house.
door open?
It is a nut house here. It is a nonstop nut house. Even without humans in this home, the
Mm.
amount of animals that we have here, it's a fucking
Mm.
circus.
Yeah. I know all about circuses, Meredith.
You only have 2 cats. You need more animals.
4 children.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. You win.
Thank
You
you.
do have more kids under your roof now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you win.
Yep. And
Yeah.
2 of them equals 7 kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're little.
What are you saying?
They're little. Exactly that. Like you are in a relationship with somebody that has little kids.
I mean,
Like
not really. All the kids are 8, 9, 10, and 11
I thought the youngest was why did I think the youngest was
because there's a delay.
oh, okay. I thought the youngest was maybe 5.
Kind of.
So I was okay, but tiny. No? Tiny little kid. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
not
he's a little
remembering. I
guy.
came in the one time for tacos.
No, yeah. So he's a little guy.
Little. Okay. All right. Not even that I had a conversation with the kid. I just remember seeing a child and thinking that's like he's 5
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
size. Cuz like that's how Brian was. Brian was never on the growth chart, teeniest, tiniest little
Mhm.
thing. And always people would ask, and I'm like, oh no, he's 8. And it's like, oh, I thought he was 4. Like little,
Right,
little,
right.
little, little.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's what I thought. So 8 is the youngest.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. That's still little.
Well, yeah. So, yeah. I don't want to say too much
Well, yeah, I understand. No, I
because
just,
it's not my,
yep.
but it is, It's so challenging, but also, dude, if I had a dollar for every time I would like look and see my boyfriend in the kitchen working on a craft and the kids giggling and chasing each other. And I'm like, this is it. This is home. This is what
Mm,
home is supposed to be like. If I had a dollar for every time I thought that, I'd be rich because while it is complete chaos, I'll take that over the deafening silence
mm.
any day. Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
like a home.
Yeah. No, I listen, I totally understand with kids being older, there's a lot of time now where nobody's at home.
Yeah,
They're
that's
gone. They're doing all this shit they don't tell me about.
they're just running shit by you left and
They're
right.
just running it past me like I don't even own the joint. Kiki, you're going to become a rug. You're a coat. Is that what Cruella DeVille made? A coat?
I think so.
You're going to be a coat. Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, so I do understand that though because I was lucky enough for Brian's birthday. Matthias came home, brought his girlfriend, so we had I had 5 of them here for the weekend.
Mhm.
5
Mm.
basically adults um, you know, running around and yelling and eating all the food and leaving big messes. And it was
Yeah.
great because I was there to clean it up and,
Yeah.
you know, so I understand that. So anyway, well, we chewed through our hour.
Yeah, we did. Chomp chomp. I don't know what that
So
means.
stupid. Chomp, chomp. Okay, stop. All right, let me just finish the friggin' podcast. Yeah, you should get a puppy. That's what you should get, Tiffany. Get a puppy.
Thank you, but no thank you. I'll pass.
Do you want one named Kiki?
I would love an emotional support one, but
Oh.
then again, I would hate it because I'd be like, get the fuck away from me.
Well, that I have too. That's Ruth right here. She would not leave your side. She would be right next to you begging for emotional support from you.
Yeah, I don't want that. I need
Oh,
someone to emotionally support me. You know what
no,
I
I don't
mean?
have that here. I'm sorry. Ruth needs me to
Okay.
support her and Kiki wants to destroy everything.
Mm,
I have nothing for you. I have birds in the backyard though.
I know you do.
Beautiful, beautiful titmouses and cardinals and I had a new bird the other day. Hold
Oh,
on. Yeah, I'll tell you what it is. Hold on.
I can't wait.
Uh, a brown-headed nuthatch.
Yeah. So here's a list: nut cheese, brown headed nuthatch, and a titmouse. We're not going to use any of those anymore.
Also had a blue-gray gnat catcher and a few woodpeckers.
Who is in charge of naming birds?
I don't know.
That's a brown headed snatch trailer.
I don't
That
know.
one's a black butted obtuse triangle. Like they just come up with the weirdest red breasted billy goat.
Yeah, but they're okay. Stop crying out loud. This fucking podcast is a disaster today. Phil's like, they don't pay me enough. And the answer to that is you're correct, Phil. We don't.
Yeah, one of my favorite comments that I get on the podcast is people who say in their real life they'll say something that they didn't mean to say, and they'll be like, "Cut that, Phil," in their real lives, and it makes me so happy.
And Phil probably is somewhere like, did somebody just say my name?
Yeah,
Did somebody say
right.
my name?
Like
Oh,
spidey senses.
all right. Anyway, well, join us next week for another episode of Take It.
Or Leave It, an advice ish podcast hosted by two struggling moms
Who have no
who have no
idea what we're
idea what we're
doing. We'll see
doing.
you guys next week.
Love you. Bye. Titmouse.